Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and your studies are going in full swing. So it is that time of your preparation where you are into the last lap. And how many days should we allocate for our FR preparation? What is the sequence we should follow? And what are the hours that every topic will take? We will discuss everything in this video, and also this plan I will be sharing on my Telegram channel, so you can, the link for that is in the description, so you can take that and kind of follow it and your FR will be sorted very well. So over here we have given you 4 options in terms of the days that you should allocate. First, in my opinion, the ideal time that you should allocate is the 6th day. It gives you enough time to complete FR properly without really having a lot of haste and pressure, and it gives you enough time to even kind of dwell on certain areas where you face little difficulty a little more. Having said that, if you are giving just one group and you have enough time which is left, then you can even go with the 7-day plan. Or if you are giving 2 groups and you are pressed for time, then you can cut down on the 6-day plan and go into the 5-day plan. That is the bare minimum I would suggest. Going into the 4-day plan is a little kind of cutting it a little too short, and something that should not be done unless other subjects are completely off the place. So I will assume that you are going to follow the 6-day plan, and I will discuss that right now. Having said that, the similar sequence is there even for the 5-day plan if you decide on doing that. So over here, let us assume that you are going for the 6-day plan. So after Ganesh Chaturthi, on a very auspicious note, you will start on the very next day, that is on 28th of August. And the best subject, the best topic to start would be your share-based payment, and then followed by financial instruments. Even if some part of financial instruments is left over, you can kind of cover it up into the next day. While doing these chapters, focus on the important questions. Specifically, in every chapter, at least try to solve 1 or 2 of the important questions on pen and paper properly. Again, even in the numerical questions, it is advisable if you write a bit of theory and you kind of go into the problems later, so you have a flow when you have to write in the exam. At this stage, you don't need to refer to MCQs separately. If you have done your MCQs earlier, well and good. If you have not done, no problem. Then no need to refer MCQs at this point separately. From that, we will kind of mix into the asset link standard. So we don't want to do all chapters at one go and all small indices on one go. So we'll try to mix and match. So for example, on the first day when we are doing bigger chapters, on the second day we'll mix it with the indices, and we'll logically do all the asset linked indices starting from index 16 all the way up to index 2, and even allied standard of government grants. Everything will be covered off into this second day. Now we are left with all the asset link standards except for one, that is your favorite index 116 on leases, which institute will possibly ask. So the numerical section over here is quite important, and hence try to review the numerical section. Do leases and business combination. So when day 1 is for your bigger chapters, day 2 is for indices, day 3 is again for the bigger chapter, day 4 also continuing into the bigger chapters. That is, after business combination you should do consolidation. Within business combination you have a lot of adjustments for deferred taxes, so I would prefer that along with business combination you finish index 12, which is on deferred taxes, and then go on into consolidation as well as joint venture. Next, when we look at the next day, we will look at the next big chapter, but that will not take the entire day, that is 115, and then the other important indices like index 21, 19, 33, etc. So this will be taking care of your day 5, and then everything which is allied, all and remaining, will be done on the 6th day. So there seems to be a lot of material on the 6th day, but if you kind of at the end you are able to kind of go through it a little faster. If you do it at the earlier stage, you will unnecessarily spend a lot of time. So I've kept everything on the last day, and then there is a buffer day and a quick recap as well. So over here that should be sufficient. If you have written a mock test earlier, you don't need to write any mock test now. If not, then if you have time, possibly write one of the tests, maybe a recent institute exam paper, because it will help you invaluably in planning your time. One thing is preparing for the subject, another thing is writing it in the allocated time. So while we will prepare everything and we have not written it, it might happen that we will lose marks in the FR paper. And if you ask your seniors, this is the paper where students invariably end up missing out 10-15 marks. In fact, even I wrote the paper, in the guise of preparing and presenting everything properly, I managed to leave 20 marks of my paper, and it still haunts me. Okay, so I don't want the same to happen to you. So ensure that you plan your time properly while preparing as well as while writing. So this is about it. Do I need to do separately any RTPs, MTPs, etc.? If possible, you will do the recent RTP which has come. The last 2 RTPs I have shared the YouTube videos for all the RTPs, the new questions. You can review that. If you have done this earlier, great. If not, just review the last 2 RTPs. MTPs, there's no significant difference apart from a question or two. RTPs, if you do, is kind of sufficient. In terms of the exam papers, if you have done it, again, great. Otherwise, in the last 2 papers, the consolidation questions have been slightly different. So we have put YouTube videos for that as well. You can just glance through it once so that you are aware that what happens if there's a slightly different consolidation problem. Though we have covered that, both of these problems were covered in the material earlier. Their adjustments, the same problem will not necessarily repeat. So don't really worry about the paper at large. Remember, when you have a paper, you will have certain areas where you will face some difficulty, but a large part of the paper will be in your control, and hence we have to focus on that part where we can kind of encash on and score. If there's 1 or 2 questions which are slightly difficult, you kind of put it for a later point. And consolidation type of questions you do somewhere in the middle of the paper. You will start your paper typically with questions that you know. Then after, let's say, half an hour to 45 minutes, you'll preferably pick up the MCQs, get done with the MCQs, then do the bigger consolidation or business combination question, and at the end you'll keep the questions which you are not very comfortable. Okay, so this is about it. I'll wish you all the very best. Study hard, and I'm sure you are going to do well in your FR. Good luck, goodbye, and take care.